Welcome back to It Starts Now, the happy hour of finance and business. My name is Stanley, and once again, I have an amazing guest here today. My boy Maleek came by, and we're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about getting shape and doing all the right things. But most importantly, we're going to talk about what he got going on as well. So please welcome my guy, Maleek. Maleek, what's going on, brother?
How are you, man?
Everything's good?
Everything's great.
So Maleek, you came down from where?
I came, right now? Or you're saying, I live in Huntington Station.
Right. And that's where the business is at?
The business is in Huntington as well, yes.
Okay, cool. Before we really dive in, introduce yourself, let the people know what you got going on, the name of the company, and all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Maleek. I'm originally from Florida, moved out to New York. The name of the company is Devine Improvements, something I've been doing for the past 8-9 years now, and we're going as far as we can.
All right. So Maleek, now you mentioned that you came from Florida, right? How was that like? Because I mentioned it earlier. I'm like, this dude left Florida to come to New York. Like, what's wrong with him?
To leave from Florida to come out here was a huge change for me in general. Like, it changed my whole perspective on life itself. But it's something that I had to do for myself in order to get to where I needed to.
Right.
Like, to humble myself and just be uncomfortable as possible, because I don't know anybody out here. All I knew was like my aunts and stuff like that, but I legit had not one friend, nobody I can really like lean to and say, hey, can I come over and hang out? Like, I had nobody. I was in a basement for like 2 months.
You were renting a basement space?
I was in my aunt's house, like
in
the basement, just living there. I was depressed for about like a month or so because I just didn't know what to do with my life. Packed up my car and just drove all the way out here with nothing. It's like, what do I do?
Right.
But it took from a phone call from my mother when I was out here, and she called me. She said, what are you gonna do with your life? I was like, Mom, I really don't know. Like, I do not know what the hell I'm gonna do.
Right.
And she was like, her exact words were, if you love it, do it with 100% passion, and you'll make it. And that right there just flipped the switch for me. And I got out a notebook that I had in one of my book bags, and I just wrote down everything that I wanted to do within the next like 5 years of being here. And I'm only on year 3 of being out here.
Right.
And I've accomplished everything and some. So that's where it started for me. Just coming from Florida to do this, it's a big change. But
yeah. So let me get this correct. You got here to New York, pull out your notepad, wrote down your goals. You made this affirmation saying, this is what I'm gonna be. This is who I'm gonna become. This is what I'm gonna do. Right. So what was like the first step?
The first step was, for me, getting into a good mental space and knowing exactly what I'm doing. Like, knowing that I'm going to do training and training only. I'm not going to work for no other jobs. I'm not going to make anybody richer, like, just from watching all these stuff growing up playing sports and seeing, like, the motivational stuff. Right. I had to, like, plug it in my mind and actually tell myself, like, this is what you're doing. This is how we're going to do it. And this is what we're going to keep doing to get to those actual goals, So the first step was, like I said, my mental space. And then the second step was actually finding a job. Obviously, I couldn't just start the business right away because I don't know anybody. Right. So I had to go work for somebody to learn and get to know people to build up my brand. So I worked at this place in Melville by my aunt's house. I forgot the gym's name, but it was like an old school type of gym, But it wasn't really popping like that.
Right.
Then I went back to my aunt's house, went back on Indeed, looking for other jobs,
Right.
And I seen that like Crunch Fitness popped up. And it was like, oh, you can make $100,000 a year. And I'm like, why the hell can I make that?
Right.
I can make that. So I called, instead of replying, I didn't even put the application. I just called. I said, hey, I heard you guys are hiring. She's like, yeah, we are looking for trainers. I'm like, oh shit, can I come right now? She's like, no. I was like, I'm on my way already. She's like, no, come tomorrow. We'll have an interview, so on and so forth. So I went there. And I was dressed, in a trainer outfit, and she asked me, why are you dressed like that? I said, I came for the job.
Right.
I'm not going to dress in a suit and a tie. Like, I'm here to be a trainer, so I had to stop, watch on the whole 9. Yeah. She was like, okay, I've never seen anybody do this before, but, let's have the interview, So we sat down to the interview, and then the key to getting the job was I had to train one of her trainers in order to get the job. And I'm like, that's it? She's like, yeah, I got to see how you train. And if my trainer approves of you actually being a good trainer, then we'll hire you. No problem. Yeah. Went home the next day. I try to like write things down on like what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I'm just gonna freehand. That's what I'm used to doing. Right. Went out there, killed her trainer, and then just got the job from them. And that's when I started just building my, myself up.
Right,
like my
right.
confidence and everything. And then, like I said, getting to know people and people getting to know me. My training is a lot different from like a New York trainer, I guess is what they're used to. I'm from the South, so it's like my training is more hit. It's really high intensity.
Right, right.
There's no breaks, there's no stopping. I'm gonna just push.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different feel for people out here in New York.
Right,
you know?
right.
So from there on, I just built myself up as much as I can, and I pretty much, like, I want to say I was a number one trainer there, but I was one of the most popular trainers in the business at Crunch. And then it took for me, when my girl got pregnant, you know, for me, and then the pandemic hit at the same time, for me to, she really showed me, like, listen, babe, you could really just do this on your own again.
Right.
And it brought me back to doing my business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing was I had to learn the business before just jumping back into my business, because I did start the business back home in Florida, but I didn't know how to run a business. I just knew how to train, you know?
Right, right.
And it took for me to actually work for somebody, learn the business, learn the corporate side of everything. And it's like, you know what? I know how to train. I know how to sell. I know how to do all these things now. And then I just applied it to my business, and now my business has, you know, been blowing up since
Right,
I
right.
applied those things that I've learned from Crunch to Devine Improvements, and now I'm just flowing from there.
Yeah, man. You definitely flowing, because when I went on your Instagram, every time I saw something new, I was like, man, I don't think I could do that right there. Like,
Nah, it's-
but I know, you know, like something motivates you, and you're like, you know what? I want to try it though.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what the each content you put on there, it made me want to say, oh, I want to try that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me go try to at home. I mean, it didn't work out that way, but in your mind, you're like, you know, I want to try this out, and you made that happen, and you have a passion for it, and I've seen that you made some strides where people were turning around and losing the weight and getting in shape.
Yeah.
Why is that so important?
The most important thing, I think people, it's not even about like losing the weight or, you know, getting to where exactly where you need to. The most important thing about everybody that when I train them, I want you to feel comfortable in your skin. That's the most important thing to me. I don't care if you don't lose a pound. It just happens so that you lose that, but first accepting yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to pay this guy to train me. I'm going to take on the challenge. First things first is I want you to be comfortable in your skin. Once they're comfortable in their skin, then the weight starts to drop, because now they're comfortable enough to look at yourself in the mirror like, oh, damn, I look good. That one damn I look good turns into 2-3 pounds, because now you have the confidence.
Right.
You feel good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really preach like, I can help you lose weight. I can help you do this. And my thing is like, come and train. I want you to feel comfortable. Once you feel comfortable, the weight will start dropping from there. That's like the biggest thing. And I think a lot of trainers, they try to preach like the whole lose weight, and you lose focus on the actual person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's an actual person at the end of the day. So they have feelings. You don't know. Usually people that start with training, they usually have something going on internally. Yeah. You know?
That's deep.
But it's, once you find that internal inside you and you're like, okay, I accept that this is what's going on inside of me, and you accept that, and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? We're going to make that change today.
Yeah.
Then the weight starts dropping. Your mental and everything inside you has to be correct before you start working out.
Yeah, that's deep. When you think of it, like, people start shedding the weight, and you start seeing the confidence, and you see some kind of spirit, right? They gain some of that love and that zest for life again, right? How does that make you feel, and how do you tap into that to really take it to the next level?
Once they kind of like, so I have a few clients who actually, like, you know, really have gotten, they get like spiritual, right? So even talking about like Christianity and different things like that, because they're, like I said, they're finding themselves. So the spirit, their mindset, that, like, you know, how they talk even change. Everything just changes about the person. And that's, like I said, that's the overall goal for me in general. Like, that's all I would like to see from somebody. Just do the full 360 on them. Because now they're flowing at work. Now they're thinking about doing something with their life. Like, wait, I lost this weight, and I'm confident enough to go maybe attack the dream that I really had. Which could be anything, you know? And that's something that I preach to everybody. Like, you know, like, don't just be stuck at, you know, they come and they complain about their job. I hate this, I hate that, I hate this, I hate that. My boss did this, my boss did that. You know, we're actually here to work out, but at the same time, it's almost like a therapist at the same time.
You're letting them vent.
They're venting.
And
it's a lot. You know, because I'm dealing with a lot of people. But my same rebuttal to everybody is just focus on what you have to do and get up out of there.
Yeah.
You know, do what you need to do. Same thing with the workout. Do what you need to do and get up out of there. And then they apply that to their jobs.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, once the weight starts shedding in there, you know, they open up more and their spirit gets, you know,
Completely different person.
Completely different person, because now they're trying to do entrepreneurship.
Right.
Now
right,
it's like,
right.
okay, wait, I can actually do some other business.
Yeah, because they basically stretch their mind.
Yeah.
Even though you're working out, you're really strengthening your mind.
Yeah,
Because
it's all mental.
It's all mental, right? Because for
strictly
you,
mental.
you got to push yourself to do the next level or the next set or the next
Absolutely.
weight, right? So
Yeah.
every time you're challenging, you're pushing your mind to go to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And now they think like, all right, if I can do this, I can definitely tackle
Absolutely, you
some
can
business.
achieve anything else.
Right.
And that, like I said, that's anything in life, especially for us young millennials, you know, someone like my age.
Mhm.
You know, I try to preach that to even the older people. Like, I train people that are way older than me,
Yeah.
but their mindsets are like this big. And it's like, yeah, how do you just cap yourself like that? Like, you just, this is as far as I can go. This is my job. This is what I do. I can't be anything else other than that. And that's something I don't believe, which is like when people come and train with me, one thing I can say is I open up their minds to a lot of different things. Like, dang, I can actually do that. All because you push 235 pounds and you're a woman. On a leg press, you know, you're like, damn, if I could push that.
Imagine what I could
Imagine
do.
what I could really do if I really tapped into actually myself while I'm at home or I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
Right.
And it's never too late at the end of the day, though, really tap into that person.
Yeah.
You just got to be around the right person.
I truly believe that you got to be around the right person. Now, do you provide like diet plans or any meal preps or anything like that?
I do. When usually when people sign up with me, I usually just send them a meal plan like on the house. But with the meal plans, is actually like eating is honestly like it's a big thing when you're training at the same time. But people get so caught up in I need to eat chicken, broccoli, rice, carrots, and salad, and you know,
Yeah.
it goes on from there. And it's like you can't eat like that. You can't live like that. I should say. Because you get so caught up in eating like that, you get tired of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never be able to, like, one day you may want a burger and you're like, dang, I can't eat the burger because if I eat it, I'm going to gain weight. It's actually false.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eat the damn burger, have it. Enjoy it.
Right.
But you're going to pay for it while you're training, but your body also needs those bad fats in order to burn fat. That's where a lot of people get mixed up at. Like, any trainer or any bodybuilder, they have their bad days. And I do the same thing.
How often do you have those bad days, those cheat days?
I mean, to be honest, sometimes for me, every day, every night. I'm just being completely honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my girl will tell you, like, we have, like, I would say at least, like, 4 or 5 times out the night.
Wow.
We'll do, like, cookies, like a baked cookie with ice cream on top.
But you burn out, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you go-
my metabolism's a lot different from other people. I wouldn't recommend that for someone like you. Say, hey, listen, have a cookie every night. But what I would say is, okay, you're training this weekend, enjoy something. One meal, though, you know? Whether it's a burger, whether it's something just sloppy, enjoy it. But only one meal. That's not every single meal throughout the day like that.
Right,
you know?
right.
My body's different. I can do that because I know how to train myself. I know how to get myself back to where I need to be. Someone like yourself, where other people that I train is like, no, you can't have that every single day.
Right.
And that's just me being an honest trainer with you, you know? So it's like, enjoy that one meal. It could be any time throughout the week, though.
Right.
If Wednesday you're saying, you know, I want to have a burger or Chinese food, then have it. And they'll come and tell me, like, yo, I had Chinese food last night. Like, word? Like, you liked it? You're probably expecting me to be like, what the hell? Why would you eat that?
Right.
And I'm just like, you enjoyed it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. One girl's like, yo, why aren't you, like, yelling at me? I'm like, you're human, aren't you? You're going to eat that, right?
Right.
Even I can't be there to watch you, tell you what not to eat. You're going to do what you're going to do. But if I made you feel comfortable enough to say I can eat that, you'll be comfortable enough to eat the healthy foods too.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how it works when it comes to like
it's a trade-off.
diet. Yeah.
Right. I think that's pretty dope, man. The thing about when you eat these like bad food or you have your cheat days, do you force them to your clients? Do you encourage them or force them to like stay extra in the gym or put on extra sets? Or like, how does it work? Like if I came to you and say, hey, Maleek, I had a big burger the other night and I had a few cookies behind that. Are you going to say, all right, Stanley, you got to burn it off today?
You 9 times out of 10, you're gonna burn out throughout the workout. Like I said, my
But do you
workouts
increase the workout because you know that?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that's more of like that's like a punishment. If I'm
Okay.
doing it every time you tell me you had something bad, I'm just gonna sit here and punish you. It's like
Okay.
a kid. I'm not
Right.
gonna treat you like that. I'm gonna give you the same workout. But what I'll probably do is text you and say, hey, listen, this weekend I need you to up your cardio. Obviously, you know, that's in anything in life. It's not what you do with me, it's what you do after that's really gonna make the difference. You know, so it's the same thing I tell people that I train. It's not what you do with me, it's what you do afterwards. So if we're training 4 days out of the week and you're off the rest of the weekend, I expect you to at least get up and go for a walk. Do something active. You know what I'm saying? So that burger that you ate, you done burnt it off throughout the week, but you need to do more on the week in order to get to where you need to get to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like something that I'm big on. I'm not gonna sit here and punish them because they ate that.
Right.
You're gonna get the same workout.
You're gonna.
But I'm gonna push you maybe a little more. I may be more on you than I am to somebody else because I do mainly group training. So there's 4 people in the group, and you say, "Hey, man, I just ate last night." All right, cool. All right, guys, we got 50 burpees for the warm up. I'm like, what the hell, 50? Nah, I already wrote it down for the day.
Right.
You know, so with that workout, you might just burn the burger off with those those 50 burpees.
Right.
Because it's a lot of burpees to do for your warm up. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole workout ahead of you too, so you're gonna burn that. That burger you ate was only maybe like 500, 600 calories. You're gonna burn that off within the first 20 minutes of the workout.
Yeah. I have a personal question because I know someone that's allegedly certified vegan. Right? So that's the workout. Do you get better results being a vegan or just eating regularly?
That's a tough question.
Okay.
I actually have a couple who are actually they're vegans. They're from Florida. I train them on Zoom, and their transformation is like, I don't know if you guys see me post it, but their transformation is like ridiculous. Like they were vegan when they were bigger
Working
too.
out. Okay.
But the working out just made them just drop.
Shredded a lot easier, right?
You know, versus somebody's eating steak and stuff like that. I can't really put my hands on it because I think they both work. It's all about what you're doing and how you're eating. But I think a vegan does have a better
advantage because they'd be able to shed it a lot
quicker.
quicker.
Because they're not eating any meats. It's not like really clogging up their pores. You know, they're eating everything fresh. Versus someone like us, we're eating chicken, steak, fish. You know, that stuff kind of clogs your pores a little bit. Versus them, their stuff is just clean. So when they're sweating, they're just burning. Everything's just coming out their pores.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think a vegan has a slight advantage over someone who's just eating like, meats and fish and chicken and stuff like that.
Let's go to the business side of it, all right? Because you started, I'm curious about how, because you just basically, you didn't walk on. Somebody had to train you in order for you to become a trainer, right? Unless you just, like,
yes
you had
and
to
no.
learn somehow, right? How did you learn?
YouTube and me playing sports. Football is what paved the way for me to learn how to train, like my girl, for example, we weren't together, but we used to train all the time. And me and my boy Max was just trainer outside on the field. We weren't trainers. We were just athletes, and we knew how to train ourselves. So when it came to someone like her and her sport, she was playing basketball, it translated to her sport because, like, I'm just going to link up with these dudes because all they do is getting work in Florida. We weren't charging her. We just come and work out with us. And it was every single day. I'm talking about 3 days out the day, 3 times out the day, I'm sorry. Just training, So I pretty much taught myself and also watching like other athletes on YouTube and seeing them train. And that's what like sparked it from there. It took for me to go to college. And I didn't really get to experience college and like other athletes because my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. So it kind of like just brought me home. And it took for my mom to be like, once again, when I got back home, my Caribbean moms, they don't play that. You can't just sit at home and just not.
Can't.
It's like you need to work, you need to figure out what you can do.
Right.
But I told her I don't want to wear no suit and tie. It's not towards anybody who wears a suit and tie respectfully, but it's not what I want to do. My goal was to make it to NFL. It's like any football player or anybody who's playing any sports. But when you think about it, it's not to say it's not possible because it is possible, but at the same time you really got to think about what's next after because that shit don't last forever.
Right.
At some point, an injury may occur, something may happen in the sport where it may stop you. And if you just dedicate that all to just that sport, you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lost at one point. And it took from mom, like, what are you going to do? Why don't you just become a trainer? I'm like, oh, I think you got to go to school for that. And she's like, no, you don't. You just pay for some dang certificate online and just become a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I'll be your first client. So I just started training my mom. And then from there, it was like, you should start a business. Oh, I don't know how to start a business. What do you mean you don't know how to start a business? I don't know. I'm only 19 years old. What do you mean? I don't know what to...
Right.
Okay, go on LegalZoom, sign up, do this. And then, like, it just started from there. My mom pretty much taught me how to start the business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what taught me how to, like I said, from me being a football player, it taught me how to train. And then just growing in the business and seeing other different trainers, seeing different workouts, seeing different things,
Mm-hmm.
that helped me grow as well.
Yeah. And that's, I like that story because it's rare that you hear something like that. It's unique. It's different.
Yeah.
Right. You know, starting out, a lot of people don't think trainers make money.
No. I thought the same thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, because you know, you go online and you look like, what can the average trainer make? And then at the time, like 2000, like what, 14?
Yeah.
They're like 55,000. That's it. I'm thinking that's a lot of money, but at the same time, it's like as you get older, you're like, that really ain't. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. But like when you go on Google and you look up, now it's probably changed a lot because the game of trainers is just evolving like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, there was no money in the business. There was no, except for the ones that were like celebrity trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there was really no money in the business. And I'm not gonna lie, I had self-doubt. Like, damn, I can't do this my whole life. Like, when I have a family, I'm gonna be able to take care of my family with just being a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you fast forward now, like, damn, I'm actually doing that
While being a trainer.
while being a trainer, you know. Where it's like looking online is like it wouldn't. I would have stopped if I just kept reading on. You get what I'm saying? But the money, I think it just comes with the business, obviously, because you're gonna charge a price, and some people charge higher than others. But my girl has helped me a lot when it came to like me doing like pricing, you know, because obviously I'm in a state.
You got to be competitive with the pricing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you got to have the best price too. You know what I'm saying? So in New York, it's high demand, you know, taxes are higher, you know, everything's higher.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, I could charge somebody $25 for a group session. That'd be great. I can get 1,000 people to do $25. I'm making money.
Mm-hmm.
Out here, you have to be, I want to be, not say I want to be cheap, but I also want to be fair. Because people are still cheap out here.
Right.
That's anywhere in life. Anywhere. But she's helped me a lot with, when I was writing things down, like, okay, damn, let's charge people this. And then she's like, okay, so if you do a package, how much would that cost? $650. She's like, I ain't paying no $650 for no trainer. I'm like, damn, okay.
I can hear you saying
that. So she's like, when I was training with these dudes in Atlanta, they were only charging me this. I'm like, $100? Like, how am I gonna survive out here with $100, you know?
Right.
Then she's like, okay, let's find something fair, you know? It was like, okay, we could charge X amount of dollars. So when I started putting out that price, it was all good. And then it took for us to go to a trip on Atlanta to meet one of the guys I look up to, EJ.
Mm-hmm.
For him to really like break down what's the best way to make, like, you know, charge a good price and make a killing on it.
Right.
Do group training. And I was like, I don't think I could do group training. Like, I'm used to individuals. I have some groups. And he explained to me, listen, you want to make more time for your girl, more time for your son? How do you expect to make time for them if you're just sitting there working
facts.
7 hours? I mean, you know, 7 hour days, 8 hour days, and you have. But the only time I have for them was on the weekend, and that was like I said, I didn't realize this. So I was so caught up in the business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For her, it took for her to show me, and also for him, the dude EJ, you know, to let me know, like, listen, you don't want somebody else raising your child. That happened to you before. But yeah, I am a victim of that. My mom had to work 3 jobs and put her kids with my aunt O'Brien in order for her to provide. But I don't want to make those same steps. I want to create more time for my family, not just for my business.
Right.
And it's crazy because it comes together. She always tell me, the more you post us, the more business you'll get. And I'm like, no. I post her and my son, I get the most likes. I post somebody losing weight, it's like, 50 likes, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it goes like hand in hand with each other. So it taught me to really just lock in on charging a set price. This is what we're doing. I'm doing group training. It's this amount for the month, so on and so forth. You could train Monday through Thursday at these times. And people love it because you can come as much as you want. Monday through Thursdays, I'm giving you 7 times throughout the day. You can come 20. It's 28 sessions throughout those 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come to 12, 28? You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
It's not possible, but
You can.
you're getting a good price for all of that.
What is your price? Give me the package.
I do $300 for unlimited training, Monday through Thursdays. Mm-hmm. I start as early as 5 in the morning, and my last session is at 5:15.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they just come as they want from there. And I also do Zoom training, which is on the computer.
Which is the same time, rotated around the same time.
So I'll just have like my iPad out, and as I'm training you right now, I have probably like 3 people on Zoom. You guys are doing the same exact workout.
Wow.
Obviously they're at home, so they won't have the same exact weights that you have, but I always just alternate different things. Like, hey, listen, do the burpees while you guys got push press or something, something different.
Right.
But an hour on the hour every time.
Wow, that's dope, man. So you don't have to share, but I'm curious. Like, what do you do in a week or in a month? How much you make? On average. On average, you don't got to give us the highest one because everybody has peaks where they got the highest, but on average.
Right now it's summer, so summer is always dead, and especially since since everything's kind of opening back up, people are traveling, people are outside. It's normal, and even if the pandemic didn't happen, it's still normal. So like right now, I'm probably averaging honestly maybe like 8,000 a month. But once things pick back up, I can shoot as high as like 10, 12, even 15 if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it has its seasons, but you have to, like my mom always says, save for rainy days because you never know.
You never know. Yeah, you never know
when things are gonna happen. Yeah. But the goal is to obviously make more.
I say that I don't really like the saying, even though sometimes I find myself saying it every now and then. But we shouldn't be prepared for a rainy day. We should be preparing for an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And because what happens is if you're looking for a rainy day is going to come.
It's going to come.
Right? No. But if you're preparing for opportunities, you're going to start looking for opportunities.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I think that's what her and I did when it came to like the business side. Because like at the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur just as well as she is. She's my right hand. Like she's always there. Yeah. So when it comes to the business side, she's helped a lot. And that's why we did like other ventures where we took a course and now we're into Airbnbs now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just, I don't want to be just labeled just a trainer.
Right.
It's just a trainer. Right. I want to be labeled as like the entrepreneur. Like, okay, damn, Maleek does that, and that. Like, I don't know. Right. And then they start thinking like, damn, trainers make that much money?
Yeah.
How the hell he got his own Airbnb? How the hell? That's like the business side of it that I'm trying to like venture off to, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be training my whole entire life.
Right.
My end goal is to be a stay-at-home dad and just be with my family as much as I can. Mm-hmm.
But you can always still do that and then hire somebody to take care of
it. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the goal.
There's a lot of room for growth in that, and then still have quality time.
Yeah, I definitely want. That's definitely in my list of things that what I'm doing next.
Yeah, I come to realize the foundation starts at home, right? The support starts at home. If any venture you're about to embark on or any journey, it starts from home. Mm-hmm. So once the girlfriend or the wife are on board, everything flows, right? Yeah. Because and they have to understand that it's a long journey. It's not like a 6 month journey. It's not a year journey. It could be up to 5 to 10 year journey. And once they have that in their mind and they still supporting you, that's a green light for any accomplishment.
And that's for any male or any female in both aspects.
You're right in both aspects, but that's something that is green light that that is bound to succeed. It's bound to win.
It's going to succeed.
Yeah, it's like it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and you gotta you both gotta keep your heads down. But the dope part about us is we're both athletes. We both played. We were athletes before, so we both know what it takes. We both know like if you're out there working after practice, you got to work out some more because you'll get better. In the games, you'll get more scouts. You'll get more. You'll make it. Mm-hmm. So she knows the grind. So it's not like it's, she's some little prima donna. It's like, okay, let me teach you how I'm going to do this and I'm running it this way. It's more of like, no, I get it. I know what it takes. I know it may take maybe 2-3 years, 5 years, 6 years for us to really blow up. But we're only 27, 28 now. Mm-hmm. Some people are just now becoming successful at like 35, 40.
That's true.
We're the youngins.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think success has a age.
No. I'm just saying. It just us looking at them, it's like, damn, they just made it.
Yeah.
They're way older than us, so we're starting this now.
Yeah.
Not to put a timing on our success, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Before them, because they started maybe started a little later.
They started a little late. Some people started a little early.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little kid that was on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel, millionaire YouTube. It was like 10 years old or something. I don't remember the exact age. And anybody looking is gonna be like, man, this 10-year-old is a millionaire before me, right? So I just think that when success hits you is when you decide to commit. You can't just have success without having some kind of commitment, right?
You need a full commitment.
So like you said earlier, some of them probably started late, while others started a little early, or some of them just it took longer for they thing to pop.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been doing it, and this one thing I've learned, right? I go back and research a company, and I'm thinking like this company has been popping for like 5 years, and they're making so much money. Except they're doing what 5x, 10x. But then when you go back and really research some of these companies, they've been around for years. They just revamp themselves. They pivot and then shift into something else. So it's like you never know, right? So you just gotta, like you said, keep your head down.
Yeah,
and just keep going.
I think the athlete, being a former athlete, it helps me out a lot because I just got to stick to that sometimes, Like my mom gives me good advice she told me good advice on how I should treat life, Okay, you play sports. Every step you take in life is a down of football. I just relate it to that.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
dope.
you're gonna get stopped sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna make it always.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to punt the ball.
You're gonna have to punt the ball.
You're gonna have to, give it to the other opponent sometimes.
Right.
But if you just keep going, eventually you're gonna score. When you score again.
Your mom's a big football fan?
No, she just knew how to relate things to me, because I saw that was my goal. That's all I wanted to do, was play football. I didn't care about nothing else.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I do every day. There's times where I'm stopped, where I'm like, damn, like I lost 3 clients this week. Damn, I lost 4 clients this week. It's not because of me.
Mm-hmm.
People have financial issues. People,
That's
whatever
true.
the case may be.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of other things that's going on
in their lives, and I think maybe sometimes it's me, and then I gotta tell myself, no, it's not you. They have lives too. They have families to feed. It's in the end of the day, and if they gotta cut me first, they cut me first.
Mm-hmm.
And I can easily just stop and be like, damn, like I don't know what to do now. But
Right.
the content, putting stuff out, showing people, doing this, doing that, the more I keep doing it, obviously it's just gonna keep flowing from there.
Right.
My thing is I just can't stop. I just gotta keep
going.
So
That's it. You just gotta keep going. Phil Knight, in his book, the guy that Nike,
mm-hmm.
in his book, he said that there was a point where several points he could have gave up.
Yeah.
Several points, but he just kept going because he didn't know it was going to be this big of a company. Nike was going to be this big. He just wanted to beat Adidas. He was reading. He was competitive, right? But one of the things that I liked about him is because he just kept going. Every time defeat was right there, he just kept going.
You have to.
Yeah, and I think there was one point they were they had to get they were making some shady stuff with. It wasn't intentionally. It wasn't intentional. They were trying to with the books to try to. One of the Asian partners were trying to cover some of the losses, so they would allocate money from this end and put it towards another end,
mm-hmm.
and they were coming short, and then finally they had to confess, and the Asian guy said, I was the one that did it, and the reason I did it was because I believe in this brand. I believe in Phil Knight. So along the way, you're going to get people. So if you keep going, you're going to get people that's going to support you.
Yeah,
you're going to get people that's going to be there and willing to take a risk on you, no matter the circumstances, right? So your job is just continue to keep going, putting out the content and putting in the work and showing people the results of the work. Yeah, because at the end of the day, people want to know about the outcome.
The outcome, They don't care about when they start. They want to know what can you do for me after. Yeah. But I tell everybody when I train them, I'm going to give you your money's worth and some. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like your $300, you're gonna get more than just that. I'm training like if you worth $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? But I have to do that because that's also for myself. I'm not gonna give you no minimal training. I'm gonna give you all I got. Right. And when I give you all I got, now you see your results. Right. And it just goes from there.
If somebody was trying to come up right now, right, Because we hear the stories all the time. You know, this person became successful because they knew somebody or they got lucky or, you know, in your case, they could say, well, you was an athlete, so that's why you went into training. It was a lot easier for you, right?
Yeah.
You and I know that's not the case, but what advice would you say to someone like that that's trying to be where you at?
My advice to them would be just like first things first, lock in. When I say lock in, I mean like figure out what you really want when it comes to training. You know, like you can't just say I just want to be a trainer and you don't know what avenue of training, because there's so many avenues of training. You could be a Zumba instructor, you could be, you know, cycling, you can do there's a bunch of different things, CrossFit, there's so many things that you could do, but you have to find your niche and make yourself out there, like put yourself out there and show people like this is me, this is what I do. Because I look at other people's training, I'm like, that was dope. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, it's not me. Right. That's them. That's why they're making a killing at. But when people come and train me, like, okay, this is what we see he does. Like he puts the athlete into it. Like I might have people doing football drills. You know, like I don't play no sports. The hell you got me doing? Yeah,
but that's a hell of a cardio.
Is that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's for me, but it's also to switch things up. So like, you know, like I said, that's just finding that avenue, figuring out how you want to go with it and what's your actual goal in the business. Because there's a lot of times in this business that it'll make you think like, damn, am I gonna keep doing this? I only made $5,000 this month. No, I'm just gonna forget it. I don't want to do it no more, because my homeboy just told me that I can make $10,000 if I go to Forex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But and that happens all the time to me. Where people are like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. Like, bro, try this out. He's like, and I've done that. I took my focus away from this, and I went to go do this. Now I just lost focus on my passion, because I'm trying to follow your passion. You know what I'm saying? I'm only making you richer if I'm working under you, or we're doing some type of thing together, because you're passionate about your Forex, you know? So if I'm under your team, who's making the money? No, I let you reach your goal now. Now what about mine? I just let it die. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. So to any like young people out there that are really like looking to start training, it's find your avenue and be passionate about it. Like that's like the main thing that you have to do, is just really be passionate about your craft and believe, and have the right people around you. The people that know, like, okay, we know you love training, they're going to support that. You know what I'm saying? You can't have people trying to throw 1,000 opportunities at you when it comes to like other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happened to me, and you will lose sight just like that, because the money's fast over there. You don't want fast money. Right. You want steady money. I don't want it to be a race. And that's why like out here it's hard to do things with like other trainers and other, like, you know, we spoke about before the show started, other people. We want that like Atlanta feeling. We want to grow. Yeah, absolutely. You want people to put you on. Yeah. Like perfect thing. I could have, like, not say I could have, but say like, you know, well, I don't know what's the radio stations out here, like the big radio station hit me up. Right. And said, hey, we want you to come and do our show. And someone like you, hey, want you to come and do a show with us. Me, honestly, I would go with someone like you, because though the publicity will be there for the Hot 105s and all the big radio stations, it won't be the same, because they're not going to give me the same support you're going to give me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's where I need to be at. People who are going to support me and be there for me. And that's to any entrepreneur out there who's trying to do training. You want people to actually be there for you and support you. The actual business and believe the business like you believe the business. Yeah. You know? Yeah, I definitely believe in the business, man. Like, I had to hit Maleek up. I was like, Maleek, man, what are you doing over there, man? Like, no, I like it. Yeah, it's real, and I appreciate you guys, you know, even reaching out. I even told my girl, I'm like, yo, I got an interview. Like, I think we made it. And then, but her honestly, she's like, I don't. She's big on like stuff like, she's like, I don't know, their following don't look like they really have much followers. And I was like, yeah, but it's a start. Like, yeah, you know, like it's that's all it is. It's something for me to just say like, yo, I did it. Like. I finally had like an interview with somebody, like, and it was dope, because I would always watch other people do interviews. I watch that show on like YouTube all the time, like Nipsey Hussle doing interviews with people and other people, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait to do one. Let me tell you, one of the things that I've noticed, because in a year's time, well, we're going on a year. In a year's time, we've had some of the best on here, right, within a year's time frame, and we actually was very impressed of how many people that came and showed support on the show. And it was remarkable, right? Because
a lot of these people are like really doing some huge and major things, right? Samaya Gore recently was on the first African American to be in Vitamin Shop, female, right?
Yeah.
We had one of the beauty marketing queen, Star Vax. She's, if I don't say it correctly, she's probably gonna say something. She's been on here too, and she has like 76,000 followers, but her followers is loyal. I mean, whatever she puts on there, and she's been on the People magazine for the Spanish version. We had Mo that's been on here from that wrote the third series of the Stars Hit Network, American Gods.
Oh,
like,
wow.
we had some people that came on and really
Like, showed
support us and showed us love. And we definitely appreciate it within a 1 year time span. So
Absolutely.
for us, it's like we're just getting started too, right? And why not grow together? So if I see somebody that's doing a thing, just like how they reached out the hand to help me out
Yeah.
and come on the show, I'm going to extend the same hand back to somebody else.
And you have to.
It's only right?
Yeah.
Because if they took a time to step down and be like, hey, I got you, don't worry about it. So I got to do the same thing, right? And it's like that pay it forward.
Yeah.
And it's always a blessing, right? Because the more we help each other out,
The more we grow together.
the more that we grow together.
And you grow individually too, as like as businesses.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like I said, she shined a light on it a lot to show like, yo, people don't really support you the way you think they support you out here. They don't even know who Maleek is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be yourself. You're not at Crunch no more, so you can't try and appeal this type of crowd. You're gonna lose them in the process, you know, which is happening to me right now. Like, I was outside training for a month. I lost maybe like 10, 15 people. And there's still days and times where I'm like, damn, like, is this it for me? Like, am I done? Like, no more Divine Improvements? And then I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like, we're just getting started. Like, I can't sit there and do that, you know, and put myself down. And that comes from the support, you know, supporting other businesses, doing other, you know, stuff like this is great because it's like your name. It starts now.
Right.
Like, why give up now? This is the start of it.
It's the start of it. You might.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. But the other thing is you're doing very well when you look at it because your business is now starting to grow. You're making a little over $100K from your business alone, from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not thinking about once you start to expand.
No.
That's just you individually.
That's just the personal training.
Yeah, the personal training part, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not thinking about the Airbnbs. Let's not think about all the other things that's going on. Let's not even factor in that you're only doing it for a set amount of hours.
Yeah.
All right, and then the rest of the time you're with your family.
With my family.
So a lot of people confuse entrepreneurship because if you're doing what you love to do, and it's your 9 to 5, but you're not slaving to it, right? You still have the opportunity to go home, have a regular day, but still have enough income. Most small businesses don't even make a certain amount of money.
No.
They're just happy that they're in business for themselves. Right?
To say they have a business.
Not only to say they have a business, that they don't have to answer to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're working a 9 to 5 that you're answering to somebody versus somebody that has their small business. Yeah, they're making 60, 70 a year probably, right? Maybe a little bit more. But they're just happy that they don't have to work for anybody. They're getting up doing what they love to do. Yeah. And then they just, most of the time, they just enjoy being there. And that's a success right there. Yeah. That we overlook that piece of it.
No, right? Absolutely. That's all the time though. You know, like I said, like it's being an entrepreneur is tough as hell. This shit ain't easy. Like this is like really like it's hard. Mm-hmm. And I think people who see entrepreneurship are like, oh yeah, I could do that. It's like hell no. Like you got to really take a risk on life itself and be like, yo, I could really do this. Like I'll make it.
Right.
And it's scary. Like every day is scary.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's going on or what's gonna come next or what may hit you in that road of entrepreneurship. And I think it's crazy to those who like work 9 to 5s that look at people as entrepreneurs like, whatever. You know, like I'm making my 100K with somebody else, but it really took the time that you put into someone else's business, and took time for you to go to school and do all these extra things. I'm not knocking that, but if you put that same effort into yourself, that 100K can go straight to your pocket,
right?
Instead of breaking taxes off and doing all the extra, you know,
right.
You gotta pay your taxes, obviously,
right?
You know,
Yeah.
pay your taxes, but at the end of the day, you can be making 200K.
Yep.
Versus only being comfortable with just 100.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, because you can grow the company to whatever you want, right? And then you could scale it to whatever amount of money you think is best for you, right?
Yeah.
But when you work for a company, the company's scaling it for probably their shareholders. They doing it for, you know, their own, taking care of the people on top, and then it trickles down to everybody else, right? Yeah. So when you look at it from that perspective, if you own your own business, whether you made 100,000 this year, you made 200,000 next year, you're still making enough money to have a living and still do what you need to do, as long as you're not slaving to it. If you're entrepreneurship, if you're an entrepreneur and you're slaving to your job like a 9 to 5, and you're going past these hours and this is all you're doing, and you don't have time for anybody else, then you might as well just
work for somebody else.
But if you have an opportunity to grow your business, right, in the beginning you're probably going to have to put in that much time. You got to slave, right?
Absolutely.
But then after some point you should be growing. But that growth is on you, and that growth is on you and your team, and sky's the limit. It could be whatever it is. Where you may not have that luxury being, and there's nothing wrong with 9 to 5, right?
Because I don't knock them at all.
No, because at the end of the day, if you need to start your business, go work at a 9 to 5.
You have to, and I'm an advocate for that. Like you have to start somewhere. Like whether it's working for somebody, but just know if you're working for them, learn from them. Don't actually just work for them. Correct. Because you get real comfortable, and then that's what I was doing with Crunch. Like I was getting really comfortable. Like, okay, damn, they're gonna move me up to the next step. Right. You know, they're gonna make me have my own gym, where it's not really my own gym. I'm just a fitness manager. Right. Okay.
But they get paid too. So somebody's, because I remember somebody was somebody told me they were making over 6 figures. Easy, right?
Easily.
So
plus the incentive.
Plus the bonus, and that's just the salary base, right?
You can make it for like 200.
That's crazy.
But that 200 is just that's theirs. It's not yours, and they're gonna put a cap on you at some point, because the big guy gonna let you make more than him. You know what I'm saying? And at some point he has to this is as far as you can go, buddy. Right. When it comes to like doing things on your own, there's no cap on anything. Exactly. The cap's always open, because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for more. And that's what I'm doing for myself, you know? I tell my girls I'm never comfortable, even inside my own home. Never, ever, ever comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable. Right. I want to be as uncomfortable as possible. And just keep going from there. Even when I do have my own home, we buy our house, I'm still going to be uncomfortable, because I feel like there's more. Because now there's a kid involved too. Right. That he needs more. So when we... when our time passes, he needs to be next up and make sure he has everything that he needs for himself. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But not only that, you're going to pass down so much business skills and trade secrets that he's probably going to be ahead of the game when he starts. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what you want. You want him, because that's how you start generational wealth. But you start also by teaching the younger that's coming up. They're going to have such an advantage, because they were around seeing all this happen, hearing and learning. So when they have to go to school to learn something, they have somebody directly there that can teach them. Yeah. So which is positive though. But absolutely. Maleek, this has been great, brother. Where can they reach you? Instagram. Let me hear your Instagram. The Instagram is Devine Improvements, at Devine Improvements. That's DEVINE IMPROVEMENTS. At Devine Improvements.
That's what I'm talking about. My man, thank you so much for coming through.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right. Everyone, thank you so much once again. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. Please go check out his Instagram page. Check out the package. I can't promise you a discount, but at least I can tell you that. No discounts. Tell you, just go over there and trust me, when you see what I saw, you're going to be like, wow, this guy really put in the work. And it's really, truly amazing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, hit hit the like button. Leave a comment if you want to give us some feedback. If you like what was shared, please, we want to hear your thoughts on it. All right, everyone, have a good night.